Hello, and welcome to the Talos Principle 2. Got this game a while ago back at its release, but it came in a bundle with Talos Principle 1, and I ended up, as you may know, playing that, and then playing the DLC for that, but now we are finally here. This is also attempt 2 of playing this game. On the first attempt, my hardware was not up to the job, and crashity crash. I have replaced a lot of the components of my computer, and we're now good to go. So, if you want to see the footage of my first attempt, be warned that it is laggy and the graphics are bad, and at some point it'll just abruptly stop. But I will put that up as a bonus thing. In particular, I'm not going to run through all of New Jerusalem again, because that will take me a whole nother hour. And I want to get into new stuff. So, that'll be that. It's all optional anyway. Also, probably going to run through the beginning of the game real quick. Yeah, you can see I didn't get that far. Gonna run through the beginning of the game pretty quick, but it's nothing that you won't have already seen. Pretty much, if you've watched or played Talos Principle 1. Here we go.
Behold, child, you are risen from the dust, and you walk in my garden. Hear now my voice, and know that I am your friend, and I am called Elohim.
Good old Elohim. Cube! Button. Cube goes on button. Graphics. We have a sprint, we have the jammer, as you saw. It jams
This
things.
land is but a dream. You will stay here only for a little while. Soon you will awaken in a new world. But first, you must undertake the trials of initiation. They will help me prepare your vessel.
So we have a bunch of basic tutorial puzzles to introduce mechanics from the first game. We need all of these green sigils, we have some cubes. You can't take puzzle elements through these purple fields. And we can stack cubes like that, jump on top of them to get to higher places.
Well done, my child.
Also use cubes to jump over fencing. Like so. We need to take this cube from here. Make another staircase. And over we go. And again, just showing that you can reach the cube while standing on a ledge.
The shapes you are collecting are not mere toys. They are symbols of the process by which our people were created.
Simple cubey puzzles. Now I think we have some fans. Yep. Fans can also hold down pressure plates just like boxes can, so we can get these two boxes out of here like this. put that fan back. Cube on the fan, jump on, then hold down the button, and we fly. Fly may be a slightly strong word. Float semi-gracefully. Here we want that fan up there, so we need to hold it down at first, then we can exchange it to the box, take the fan upwards, and up.
Very good.
Now we have fans that can fling you, like so. I can also fling cubes, like so. And cubes can also be used to block lasers. Here is a laser. Here is a blocked laser. And I needed to block that beam because with it unblocked, there's this fan in the way. Here's the jammer again. Like the boxes and the fans, it can hold down plates. You can also jam that barrier over there and hold down the plate at the same time. Here we have this jammer, which we can't get out past this force field. But we can jam the force field with two different jammers at the same time, and now when we take this away, field is still jammed. And the jammer can also jam fans. So there's that.
Excellent. Do not be afraid of these dream figures and their messages. They are merely aspects of yourself, as am I, after a fashion.
The world is full of limitless beauty, and I wish to see as much of it as I can. That goes there, that goes there, this goes here, and here.
I am proud of all my children. Out of a world of ruins, they have built a new Jerusalem. And there your brothers and sisters await you to celebrate your birth.
We have a set of tutorial puzzles about lasers and connectors. And connect receivers and emitters via connectors like that. To open things. Connectors can chain off of other connectors. So we can chain that laser to over here. Here we have a immovable static connector, which is pointing at that over there. And connectors can connect more than just one emitter and receiver, so I can say, I want this to go to there, there, and there, and it'll do everything. It'll do everything even better if there's not a wall in the way. There we go. That gets redirected to over here and opens this door. Abrupt cut, yay! Worry ye not, I'm still working out exactly what settings I need to use for the hardware encoding now. I'm sure it'll be fine. Right, we have multiple colours of laser. We have red, we have blue, we have both. Red we want to point to red, blue we want to point to blue. This gives me another connector. Now I want the red to go around this way. You can't cross the lasers. But now Now blue can go around like that. And we're in. And we're out. And we're all about. This one is just showing that you can use some height to your advantage if it is available as an option. Lasers will not bump into one another if there is a height difference, and this box goes slightly more to the left. Yoink. Again, we're using some height to go over the top of the barrier. That will not work. When I turn on the fan, it gets a little bit more height, and it works.
Thank you, child. I have finished preparing your vessel. Now, hear my advice. A new world awaits you, full of dangers and mysteries, signs and wonders. Things that I, in my garden, could never have imagined. In that world, you will have to be careful and smart and curious. But above all else, you will have to be human.
And I have to wait for Elohim to finish his dialogue. Hello, teleporter.
You're awake. Welcome to the world of the living.
Hello. I'm alive.
Indeed you are. And I'm glad to see you're so enthusiastic about existence. But I suspect you're also more than a little confused. Don't worry, everyone is confused at first. You see, we all start out without a full knowledge of our own history, so we have the freedom to form our own opinions.
I could use some pointers.
Of course! You want the short version or the long version?
I would like the long version, please.
So, a long time ago, our ancestors dominated this planet. We call ourselves humans like they did, but they were organic. They built an advanced technological civilization, but unfortunately, their impact on the ecosphere caused changes in the climate, and an extremely contagious virus was released from the permafrost.
Don't they have advanced medicine too?
That's something our historians still debate. Why did they invest so many resources into making war, and so few into useful research? But no matter the reason, in the end, they simply ran out of time.
So how are we here?
A team led by a scientist called Alexandra Drennan began a project that was intended to create, well, us. But knowing that there wasn't enough time, Drennan initiated a process, a series of iterations inside a simulation that would lead to the emergence of true artificial intelligence.
And it worked.
It did. Long after our ancestors died out, the first new human was born. We call her the Founder, although the name she took was Athena. She then created more of us, using the tools left behind by Drennan's team. Eventually, they started building the city of New Jerusalem.
That's basically the plot of the first game. And then some.
Before the Founder vanished, she set a goal for this city. We call it the goal. Capital G and all. To make 1,000 new humans, and so complete New Jerusalem. Oh, it was difficult, especially after she left us. But after a millennium or so, we finally succeeded. And that's you. You're number 1000.
Hooray, my name is a number. Thank you, I think that covers the basics.
You're welcome. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask them. When you're done, head outside. They're waiting for you. Your birth is quite the event.
Nah, I'm good. I asked all of this the first time through.
Oh, one more thing. Like all citizens of New Jerusalem, you have access to the interface, which you can use to read the news, chat to your fellow citizens, and so on. It's a crucial tool, and modular too. You can easily add new functions. Just don't subscribe to too many newsletters at once.
Right, we have the tab. Please familiarise yourself with the following rules. Treat everyone with respect regardless of their number. Don't take the founder's name in vain. Respect the principles of the capital G goal. The Are Frogs People discussion is now banned. Inactive threads will be archived. If you have issues, please ping the moderators, Jeremy, Namaya, and Aranax. We also have a log of our previous conversation.
Look, it's 1K!
Hey 1K! Welcome to New Jerusalem!
Shouldn't the mayor be starting his speech?
This should be interesting.
At least give him a chance.
Dear citizens of New Jerusalem, many years ago, when the founder stepped forth from the simulation, this was a land of ruins. Our ancestors, in their hubris, undermined the natural foundations on which their world had been built. Because of their arrogance, our species found itself on the brink of annihilation. The founder aimed to set us on a new course.
You never even met the founder.
Her vision was of a city, a new civilization that would know its limits. It would not repeat the mistakes of the past, nor impose its will on this earth. To that end, she set the great goal we have been striving towards. 1,000 new humans. And today we have... Oh dear, what's that?
Oh look, it's the plot. The plot has arrived. I do like me some plot.
People of New Jerusalem, I am Prometheus, and I will reveal that which was hidden. The flame has awoken and summons you. Who is brave enough to answer its call? We await you upon our island where... Curse you, Pandora. You will not chain me again.
I told you we should have investigated those energy readings. And I told him there's something up with those structures.
The mayor's just being cautious.
This isn't caution, it's stagnation. Exploration? Too dangerous. Expansion? Too dangerous. We barely even scavenge anymore.
You call it stagnation, I call it balance.
And I call you an idiot.
Here's a thought. Try to be a little more diplomatic when you talk to the mayor.
See what I'm working with here, 1K? I'm gonna need a fresh pair of eyes on this expedition. Someone who hasn't spent several centuries hearing about the goal and the founder and all that nonsense. If you're up for an adventure, meet us at the conference room.
What's broken now?
Power fluctuations.
All right, listen up. I know you're all having fun down there, but the grid is overloaded again, so maybe you could switch off your personal consoles or your lawn mowers, or whatever the hell you've all decided to switch on all at once. I might not be around to babysit you for a while, and you don't want stuff breaking while Pellegrino's in charge, do you? That's it. That's it. Don't worry, 1K. I see you there in the elevator. I'll have you moving again in a jiffy. Great way to start life in the city, huh? What the hell is a jiffy? These bloody language libraries.
A jiffy? Longer than a moment. Seriously, what the founder was that thing in the sky? We all saw that, right? I didn't accidentally turn on sleep mode while Herman was talking, would I? Did I? I mean, it's always tempting. No, we all saw it. Can confirm. I believe it was a sign from the founder. What else could it be on this day of all days? Pretty incoherent for a sign. Didn't even finish what it was trying to say. What, does the founder have energy insufficiency problems too? The founder works in mysterious ways. Thank you, 1K. I'm glad you see it that way. We must remain open to the possibility of miracles. In what possible way could that garbled mess have been a sign? Sounds reasonable enough to me. Something weird is going on for sure, but what? We'll have to see. Riddles and puzzles are the foundation of our journey. So it began, perhaps so will it continue. Oh, it will. I'm quite certain of that.
Hey, hold on there. You're the newbie, aren't ya? Number 1000. I figured the dam would go dry before we reach the goal. I have a question. How does it feel to you to be born with a randomized psyche into a society of autonomous thinking machines which so much resemble their long-extinct ancestors, they've decided it's best that you're the last one ever made?
It makes me feel options. Loads of options.
Why?
Because life has found a way. That one.
So the algorithm assigned you the optimism trait. If only we could all be so lucky. Now listen, this meeting isn't strictly happenstance. I have some friends. The kind of people who like to know what's going on with other people. They think you can help each other out.
I'm curious to meet these people.
Of course you are. You know how to use the interface, right? I'll talk to my friends and see if I can't play matchmaker. And before you go, a word of advice. Not everything around here is how it appears.
Well, who knows how that's going to play out in the long term.
Welcome.
Hello.
Do please join us at the table.
I would like to preface this meeting by saying I told you something would happen sooner or later and you didn't listen to me. And here we are.
If we could focus on the issue at hand.
The issue at hand is not this one thing, but this entire attitude that's taken hold. The world doesn't cease to exist when you stick your head in the sand, Herman. Or under a dome, as it were.
Let's not get sidetracked. We're here to solve this puzzle, not to discuss philosophy.
Al's right. Let's move past this for now and deal with this transmission. Yakut, please start the briefing.
All right, here we go. Nice to meet you, by the way, 1K. We first became aware of the site designated TTP-2 during a scouting expedition about 6 months ago. It's a large island with a remarkably varied geography, and it looks like there are several artificial structures of some kind. We recorded extremely unusual fluctuating energy readings from somewhere in the middle of the island, but couldn't really make sense of them. I wanted to go and have a closer look, but the decision was made that it was too far and not relevant to the goal. Now it looks like whatever's on that island has reached out to us instead, in the form of that projection.
We may not be interested in the island, but the island is definitely interested in us.
It sounds like a mystery worth investigating.
I don't share your enthusiasm for the unexpected, but Byron has been requesting an expedition for some time now. And at this point, I'm forced to agree that it's necessary.
I agree.
Then it's settled. The expedition is approved. Byron, you will be in charge. Al will be your second in command to ensure a balanced approach. You'll take Melville and Yakut as you requested, and if 1K wants to join you, that's fine by me.
This would be a very short game if I said sorry, not interested, so I'm in.
Excellent! Oh, this is going to be fun! Come meet us out on the landing pad when you're ready.
Before you set out so hastily, do consider exploring the city first. It is your home, after all.
That's a good idea. Have a look around. See what you make of the place.
Yeah, I've considered it, but I've done it before. As previously mentioned, I will put that up as a bonus video, but I'm not going to do it again. I want to get to the new stuff, and re-exploring this place will take ages.
What can I do for you, 1K?
How did you set up going involved in politics?
It was a time of great uncertainty. The founder had left us, and our society was at a crossroads. History teaches us that during such times, terrible passions may seize the people. Madness, anger, revolution, civil war. Our fragile city could not afford such things. That is why the founder gave us the goal, a path to equilibrium, not only for the planet, but for ourselves. I merely picked up where she left off.
Yeah, well, you've completed the goal now, so what next?
He is one of the first companions, and as such has done more for our city than you or I ever will. I simply wish he could be more reasonable. I believe we can exist quietly, happily, without imposing ourselves on this world, finding meaning within ourselves and in the natural miracles that surround us.
I have to go.
It's always a pleasure to speak to a citizen.
Uh-huh. You there, Jeremy.
Hello, 1K. This expedition is taking a lot of our resources. I'm really not sure it's a good idea. But what's done is done. So I have a lot of work to get on with.
Who are you?
I'm the mayor's chief aide.
What do you do around here?
All the things no one else wants to do. Polling the citizenry, implementing new policies, recording decisions, fielding questions people could answer elsewhere.
What do you make of recent events?
Our goal as custodians of New Jerusalem is survival and stability. Our ancestors proved human civilization is precarious. This apparition in the sky, and now your expedition to its supposed source, these are more precarious than stable. I don't like it.
What do you make of me?
You represent the completion of the goal. I'm proud of what we've achieved, and the restraint we show in not pushing ourselves further.
What do you want?
For our people to be happy with what we have. Some of us may have an adventurous spirit, but that can never be sated. What matters to me is having my loved ones around me, safe and secure.
Thanks. Yeah, a lot of this early game dialogue seems to be about the line between being happy with what you have and complete stagnation, and where that line is. Anyway. I have an aircraft to board.
So, what's the verdict? Are we going?
Yep.
I guess Byron was pretty convincing, hmm? Well, we'll see. I just wonder how much of the city is going to fall apart while I'm gone. Actually, we haven't been formally introduced. I'm Melville, New Jerusalem's only decent engineer. Saved you from the elevator.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. Now let's get this show on the road. You ready to go?
Yep.
Here we go. Hold on to your hats.
We really need to update those language libraries.
Thank you for coming along, everyone. We have a chance to make a real difference here. It's not just about what we find on that island. It's about who we want to be, as a people, as a civilization. To remind ourselves that we used to be wanderers, explorers. We used to yearn for distant shores and dream of building new cities. Let's see if we can rekindle that flame a little.
All right, this is going to be a long journey, so I would like to ask you to switch to sleep mode to conserve power until we arrive at the island.
Nighty-night.
You have chosen a dangerous path, a path that will demand sacrifice. But that, my child, is how the future is built.
Wakey, wakey, robot people. Say goodbye to Elohim, and say hello to the mysterious island.
Status report, please.
We hit some headwinds over the ocean, so fuel consumption turned out a bit higher than expected, but we should be okay. We're approaching the center of the island now. This should be the location of the largest of the artificial structures we detected.
How large are we talking? Do we have precise measurements?
It should be coming into view just about... Whoa. It's big.
You can say that again.
It's big.
That is a bloody mega structure. If I had a spine, it'd be shivering.
Ha! I knew this would be exciting. Yakut, find us a place to set down.
On it.
Big pyramid.
It really is incredible.
Remember to turn on streaming, everyone?
Have I ever mentioned that I hate flying? If our creators had intended us to fly, they'd have given us jetpacks.
And... touchdown.
All right, everybody. I'm sure you're all just as excited as I am, but let's at least have some semblance of order. Yakut, I want a map of the island and a molecular analysis of, well, everything. Melville, tell me what the giant pyramid does. The rest of us will start exploring.
Shouldn't the expedition leader stay at the VTOL?
Why do you hate fun, Al?
I don't hate fun. I'm just mildly suspicious of it.
Excellent. Then we can all go.
Open world-ish. We're pretty limited to where we can go by a giant cliff that's crossing the entire place over kind of yonder. Dear citizens of New Jerusalem, your hard work and faith in the Reese Founder's vision has finally paid off. At long last, the goal established so long ago will finally be reached. The 1,000th member of our family will be born, and our beautiful city will finally be complete. The space at the dam is limited. Tickets will be made available via a lottery system. The celebration will also be streamed. I know you've all been looking forward to playing the winners of the biannual Gehenna Memorial Interactive Fiction Exhibition, now in its 312th edition, at the Gehenna Memorial Pavilion. Unfortunately, due to our new power management and distribution plan, the pavilion will have to remain closed a little longer. Thank you for your patience. This is disappointing. It would have been great to have them ready for completion day. We all have to make sacrifices to stay true to the Founder's vision. Those text adventures are the only thing that breaks me out of the monotony. Why prioritize
this underground
pointless...
structure seems to be part of some kind of transport system. No power, though.
I'm not making any promises, but I might be able to fix the transport system. However, I don't like just randomly poking at things. That's how you get electrocuted. So please check the surrounding structures to see if you can find anything that might help me make sense of this stuff. Schematics, blueprints... A manual would be great.
Thanks, Alcatraz. Why prioritize this pointless completion day celebration over an exhibition that people actually care about? Art is one of the last things we actually still do. Is that going out the window as well now? Debate regarding our power management plan is definitely welcome, and you'll all be able to express yourselves in the next election. But this thread was just meant as an announcement. I apologise for enabling replies to begin with. We also have some standard operating procedures for exhibitions, just uploading them to remind Byron, who will probably ignore them anyway. Attaching a picture from an ancient book to get his attention. It's about cats. Maintain the ideals of the Founder and the goal. Prioritize the well-being of the exhibition members over mission completion. One expedition member to stay with the vehicle at all times. I will, thank you. Expedition leader should refrain from participating in high-risk activities, minimize vehicle use to conserve fuel, prioritize observation over interference. In case of emergency, return to New Jerusalem at once. Island designated TTP-2 was first noticed during the return journey from a scouting exhibition which was diverted from its intended path due to an unexpected weather front. Long-range scans indicated the presence of large artificial structures and also returned highly unusual energy readings. The matter was not investigated further. In ancient times, the northern part of the island was home to several large settlements, but rising sea levels have obliterated these and flooded the northern lowlands. The south, in stark contrast, seems to be a harsh and lifeless desert. Our intended base camp is near the origin of the energy readings in the temperate center of the island. Test system, please ignore. Well, there's all of that. Here is our transport system. Outside of that, we have whatever this golden door over here is.
Golden gates? I wonder what's behind those. Has to be something special, right?
You know what would be special? An explanation.
Uh-huh. We have this structure over here, but I have no idea what this is for yet. Looks vaguely astronomy related, perhaps?
That sort of looks like a temple.
Judging by all this. Line it up with some astral body, perhaps? That is my best guess. Probably wrong. But I don't have any better ideas.
This seems different from the other structures. Older.
Have a look around, 1K.
Looks like they were running some sort of experiment here.
Green laser. Blueprints, blueprints, blueprints. Red, blue, and green. Fragment from Straightens on the universe. I grant you then that man is indeed like Talos and cannot escape his material nature despite the claims of metaphysics, as you have many times said. Too many, perhaps. Repetition is the mother of teaching, at least when the students are hard-headed. But what does this tell us about the nature of the universe, which is what we were discussing? That is the next question we must undertake to answer. We begin with the self, because that is what determines our existence as individuals, but the self cannot exist without that which surrounds it. The citizen lives within the city, and the city lives within the cosmos. So now we must apply the principle we have discovered to the wider world, and ask if man is like a machine, could it be that the universe is similar in nature? And if so, what follows from that fact? The use of the term metaphysics in this context is likely an error introduced in the Trebizond manuscript. The fragmentary Heraclean manuscript controversially uses superstitions instead. Version 0.01 successfully deployed. Insufficient something or other. 0.02 testing failed. Power grid 2 unstable. And some schematics.
Thanks, 1K. Let's see what we've got here. The file format is the same one we use in New Jerusalem, although some parts aren't loading correctly. And it crashed. Hold on. There we go. Okay. You know what? I'll hack together a solution for the transport system.
There's nothing else we can do around here, at least not for now. Oh, hello, you again. Suddenly new structure.
Am I in sleep mode, or did that thing just materialize out of thin air?
Melville, I want an analysis of that particle cloud.
On it. Anyone got a butterfly net?
Nope.
I'm connecting the transport system to our interface. Hold on.
Aha! Unmap. And also we have documented the astronomical temple. Not sure what to call this. It looks like a temple and sort of astronomy themed. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. I do that. Doesn't seem to be active in any way, but I can't help but think that the design implies some kind of significance, like it's hiding a secret. But again, maybe my imagination is getting the better of me. And we can travel places.
Where is the capsule taking 1K?
To that enclosed area in the eastern lowlands. I put all the information we have on the map screen. Check out your interface.
Thanks. Sorry, my bad.
We'll catch up with you soon, 1K.
Big structure.
This place is magnificent. Look at that tower. I wonder what it's for.
Pretty place. And this is as far as I had gotten. So this is now new territory for me. portly looking thing around there. Lots of puzzles on that sign. Puzzles, puzzles, puzzles. Here's a number 1. RGB shifting.
Is that a puzzle?
Why would there be a puzzle?
Let's solve it and find out.
What's that over there?
I have a
Might be the
reoccurring nightmare
destination.
just like this.
Right.
That device was not in the simulation.
RGB converter. Let me turn the music down, just slightly. I cannot hear myself think. That's a little bit better. Right, can I just take one thing to another thing? No, I need 2 things. So I'm gonna need red and green to make blue? Yeah. Fancy new looking kind of cube. Right, then I guess we want blue and green to make red. And then set this back to red and blue to make green. Got him. What do we have here? Progress wheel.
Whoa! I'm reading an enormous energy spike.
It's another particle cloud.
What's that off to? Well, I've made some progress.
It's headed for the lake.
Use Prometheus terminal. What does this do? Fire's already been I can restart the puzzle.
I think the cloud's been absorbed by some sort of device.
Fascinating. Melville?
Yeah. I'll add it to the pile of weird stuff.
Okay. It's one of 2 to open this, and it got added to that ring of lights over there. Cool. Puzzle 2. Reconnection. Well, I should just be able to do that. Gives me another RGB shifter. Now I need red all the way over there. So I suppose if I do this, this will give me a colour. It gives me blue and blue. Well, that's no good. I need red. Get green. What's green and blue do? Yeah, green and blue goes back to red again. I'm gonna have to get used to what colours make what, because this is gonna come up repeatedly. I can feel it. I can already feel it. Door open.
I've been playing around with this machine that absorbs the particle clouds. As far as I can tell, it uses the energy of the particles to build giant tetrominos?
Excuse me?
It's another puzzle. Collect enough energy, build a bridge, access the tower. I think.
What is this? A theme park?
Maybe it's an experiment. A rat maze.
It seems like an echo of the simulation. Not a deliberate recreation, but built around the same core principles. Let's not jump to conclusions, though. What's clear is that this place was meant to be explored. So let's do that.
How did you get back over here so quick?
1K, what's up?
I have dialogue options for you. Tell me about yourself.
I don't know if there's much to tell. I'm not that interesting. I'm just a member of the scavenging team. Well, senior member. Lead scavenger, I guess. There's not that many of us left, to be honest, and Garrus doesn't get along with the mayor. What else? I have a cat named Bruce. I like old music. I have a collection of antique bottles. I think that's it.
What did you become a scavenger?
I've always loved exploration. Seeing new places, that feeling that you're the first person to set foot somewhere after all this time. But you know, it's not even that. It's just seeing new things. The world is full of remarkable sights, and experiencing them changes you. It's not the same as just reading about it.
Sure.
Exactly. Every time I go on another mission, I find something that surprises me, that extends my horizons in ways I couldn't have anticipated. The world is so much bigger than we are. It contains things that we can't even imagine, and if we limit ourselves to our own minds, we'll never grow.
Always good to experience more things. Tell me about the cat. Tell me.
He's 5 years old, half goofball, half psychopath, loves sticking his head into things, chews cables, pees on electrical stuff. Melville banned him from her workshop, but he loves visiting her and peeing on her equipment.
Why do you collect bottles?
I just find it fascinating that these fragile objects have survived for so long. Plus, they're kind of pretty.
How about you solve some of these puzzles for me,
Oh no, please. No puzzles. I am so bad at puzzles. I barely got out of the booting process. Elohim thought I might be defective.
Fine. What's the furthest you've ever been from New Jerusalem?
It might be this. Although there was an expedition to a superconductor storage facility up north, incredibly well preserved, but the logistics were an absolute nightmare. Now that I think about it, there might be some of that in you.
Interesting. Ever seen anything like this before?
Our ancestors built some pretty amazing things. Huge cities, factories, mines, monuments to their history, but nothing quite like this, no.
That's all. I've exhausted the dialogue tree. Not sure what to call this. Bridge ring? Bridge machine? Anyway, it's a device that takes particle clouds released by the puzzles and turns them into bridges made out of tetrominos. Correctly assembling a bridge out of 8 particle clouds is required to reach the tower, so clearly another layer of puzzles. Simulation had tetromino puzzles too, though in a different form. Could their presence here be symbolic? I don't have a clue. Hey, I'm curious. Anyone actually met 1K? By the Founder's Pistons, I hope he's interested in mechanical engineering or something. We desperately need more people to help keep the city functional, so we don't have to rely on Melville to repair the stuff that Pellegrino fixes. Hey! Remember when you fixed the door to the mayor's office? How long was Herman stuck in there? You trap one mayor in his office for a week and you're marked for life. Hope he's an artist. What we really need is new stories, new ideas to lift our spirits. You know, if we just kept growing, we wouldn't have to worry about this. We wouldn't have to imprison poor 1K in a cage of expectations. 1K will be whatever the progenitor intended him to be, and whatever the founder foresaw when she established the goal. He's inquisitive, which is a very fine start. All of these, all of them. You're right, of course, it's a false trichronomy. No need to feel pressured, 1K, I was just curious. But without power and resources, there's no art. Just saying. pretty shallow water. Alright, well, there's a lot of area to explore.